What is up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another full card breakdown. This is for UFC Austin, Dariush for Tsarukyan, and this is going to be an excellent card. That fight's going to be a phenomenal fight in the main event. Tons of great scrambles. We got Jamey-Lyn Turner coming in to salvage the main co-main event against Bobby Green. That's going to be awesome. There's just a ton of other bangers on this card, man. There's going to be a lot of violence on this card, just like the last UFC Austin. We're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas 82. Then we'll get into some stuff. Then we'll get right into them bets. UFC Vegas 82. I went 3-1-1 on my bets for plus 5.3 units. You see the 3-1-1. Make sure everybody, all your cappers do recaps every week, man. Your cappers should do a recap every week, win, lose, or draw, and not just tell you about safety parlays and stuff like that. And make sure they do complete recaps. You got to know exactly what your cappers are doing. It'd be even better if they post them betting slips. 3-1-1 for plus 5.3 units. Another big winning week. 3 winning bets. We had Joe Anderson Brito plus 3.3 units. He got that finish for us in the second. That was sweet. I just knew he was going to be too dangerous. Pierce puts himself in too many bad spots. Second winning bet was Michael Morales plus 2 units. That was my third ever max bet, and I'm 3-0 on max bets. Morales came through, got the win there. Third winning bet was Eileen Perez, parlay with Talbot, plus 3 units on that. And pretty easy other than Perez, like the last 50 seconds of that fight. Then I had Nicholas Mota get the push, man. Yeah, it wasn't looking good for him. You know, the refs stopped it early. It is what it is. Even without that, if he would have lost, I was still going to win over 2 units. Keep winning. The only losing bet I had was Charles Johnson minus 3 units. And yeah, man, Esteban lasted about a minute and a half longer than I thought he would as far as the gas went. And Charles Johnson just started taking over too late into the second round. Beat him up in the third round, but is what it is. He took the L. Shouldn't have fought the dude that missed weight. I think that they should take a point from these people for missing weight. You know, go into the fight already down a point, and I guarantee that would detour a lot of these guys from doing that. They would probably just end up pulling out of the fights instead of going in a point down. So, or they try to make weight a lot harder. But that brings my official bet record to 295 and 210, and I've posted every single bet I've ever made. I've posted every slip on Instagram and Twitter. Go there to get my bets throughout the week. It's Blood Money MMA Bets on both of them. That's where you're going to find all my betting slips. I've proved every single bet I've ever made, and I'm up $11,230 since I started, or 112.3 units. And in 2023, my bet record is 113 and 89 for plus an even 35 units, you know, and that's good, man. I'm happy to be ahead. This has been a tough year for a lot of people, including myself. I consider plus 35 units a tough year. You know, I'm going to try to get to 50 by the end of the year, but we're going to keep this winning streak going. I'm going to do some math and stuff at the end of the year. I probably won the last 20 out of 25 weeks. So I'm going to keep that streak going for these last 3 weeks. And then I'm going to murder UFC or 2024. It's going to be a legendary year. So yeah, man, that was a good card. I enjoyed watching it. It was fun to watch. But like I said, this UFC Austin card is going to be amazing, man. Everybody, please like and hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. Help the algorithm. I have the Layer Cake Patreon. It is $10 a month. That's where you're going to get all my early bets. As soon as I post them, we're beating line movement. You're going to get my Layer Cake Parlay, which is up 13.5 units over the last 9 weeks, and that's a progressive parlay. You're going to get my DraftKings lineup, which hit last time, and then just a bunch of extra content. I'm on there. We got like a little Discord on there. There's a ton of stuff to do, and I'll put out a ton of bets and stuff. During the shutdown, it'll be like a 4-week shutdown, but I'm going to still be doing tape study. I'm going to get a couple events ahead, and I'm going to put in a ton of bets. So you're going to be able to beat a ton of line with movement with me over them 3-4 weeks that we're off. And there'll be a bunch of other stuff to do. I want to shout out everybody that participated so far and helped me out using my promo code on Underdog Fantasy Blood Money. I got Tyler from 138 MMA. Johnny K. Hicks, man, my boy Marvin Haymeyer. He's in my Patreon, and he posted, let me know. I told everybody, let me know if you use my code so I can shout you out on my videos. And my boy Derek Izzy, man, he's always supporting. That's my dude. Anybody else that's done it, let me know. And I've had a bunch of my friends do it, help me out. You know, everybody's been using it. It's awesome. It's Underdog Fantasy. You can do these MMA pick'ems. That's what I've been doing every week. And that's where you pick like higher or lower on takedowns, significant strikes, finishes, all that kind of stuff. And I've been putting out 2 bets every single week. This week, I'm going to put out 2. I'll put them on my Patreon. I'll put them out on Instagram and YouTube. And it's super fun, man. I have fun doing it. And it's just a good way to have some fun on the fight card. So the link's going to be in the description, and you just use the promo code Blood Money. You can deposit $1 to $100, and you'll get 100% match, and it'll help me out so much. It's an excellent way to support my channel if you want to support me or my channel. I got the Layer Cake Patreon. It's free. Our Discord, and it's free, man. There's a ton of different channels, ton of betting channels on all kinds of sports, stocks, everything. A lot of talk throughout the UFC fight card, live betting, all that stuff. So everybody check that out. That link is in the description. It's completely free. I'm going to go over a couple of these UFC, my Layer Cake. If you get in the Layer Cake, I like to go over the winning bets that people post on there. So we're going to go over a couple of these posts right now. Let's see. So, so right here, K Maxo killing the Brito fight, man. Had Brito versus Pierce, straight up Brito. Then right here had Brito by submission plus 500, 60 to win 300. That was an excellent bet. The Brito straight up money line 300 to win 330. Excellent bets. My boy Flav always hitting the big bets. Joe Anderson Brito plus 125. Wow, was he the underdog? Look at him hitting Peyton Talbot live bet. My boy Sneerius out here killing it. Got the Peyton Talbot live bet plus 100, man. That's phenomenal. Look at this with Joe Anderson Brito to win in rounds 1 or 2 plus 200. Hit nice bets. My boy Kiwi Brew, and shout out to Kiwi Brew for all the support, man. Joining up on the Patreon, but sending me a personal donation, and that's just amazing. I don't get many of them. I've gotten like 3 or 4 of them since I started this thing. So I really, really, really appreciate the support. And look at him. This is how the karma you get when you do cool stuff, man. Jordan Levitt, most significant strikes landed. And then Jekka Sergi by KO. $10 to win 510. Shout out to Kiwi Brew for killing it. We got Nora Ashley here hitting some big parlays with a bunch of the Bellator and the UFC mixed in. Amanda Ribas, Peyton Talbot, Christian Duncan, Mick Parkin, Archie Colligan. I watched that fight. That was pretty good. Amanda Hebas, Peyton Talbot, man, just excellent ones. Let's see. Big body. Let's see. Aki 718 with the big hits, man. Christian Leroy Duncan, Jose Johnson, Talbot Morales got the bonus bet, hit 50 to pay out 185. That's amazing. Kerry Taylor Melendez going with the Bellator, Mick Parkin, Duncan, and Jose Johnson. Rafael Estevam and Perez hit on that one. Just killing it as always. Look at my boy, Sexy Boy Savala. Shout out, hitting the big one. Paul Craig, or he had Brendan Allen over Paul Craig and Brendan Allen and the over 1.5 rounds. 135 to hit 276. That's a big bet. And then shout out to my dude Daniel, man, hitting the Aileen Perez. Peyton Talbot, 62 to win, 119. Got the Joe Anderson Brito at dog money. Got the Michael Morales big bet. Let's go, Daniel, man. I appreciate all the support too, Daniel. Let's see. Optimistic Prime. I like that. And Helliger over 2.5. Jonathan Pierce won't go to decision. Luana Pinheiro over 2.5. Chase Hooper and the over 1.5 from Brendan Allen. 75 to win, 799. Excellent win. And then last but not least, my boy Fresh Amanda Hebas TKO round 3 plus 4,400. Look at that. $10 to win 450. Fresh as sharp as they come. He had the single bet here on Orabai. That dude's name, man. Winning method by submission, man. Look at my dude Fresh out here just hitting the great stuff. Jose Johnson by submission. 14 to win 112. Are you kidding me? That was a nice one. Jekka Sergi to win by KO plus 1,100. $4 to win 52. Fresh, you freaking killed that, dude. That was an excellent bet, man. Shout out to the Layer Cake Discord, to everybody in it. My boy Chef Mikey, his wife Nikki, everybody that helps out and does awesome stuff for me, man. I really, really appreciate it. Now, let's get into this fight card. We got all that stuff out of the way. First fight that we have on UFC Austin, which, like I said, is going to be amazing, is going to be Jamey-Lyn Horth versus Veronica Hardy. Jamey-Lyn Horth is 6-0, currently sitting at -110. She's 33 years old, 5'7" with the 67-inch reach. Veronica Hardy is 7-4-1, currently sitting at -110, 28 years old, 5'4" with the 64-inch reach. So you see that Horth is going to be about 5 years older. She's also going to be 3 inches taller with 3 inches of reach, which is pretty big at flyweight. Jamey-Lyn Horth, man, I watched her. I actually really like her. She's got a really good kicking game. She's got powerful body kicks. She's got good foot movement, strong clinch knees when she gets girls up against the cage. And that's even coming against bigger girls like Haley Cowan, who is ginormous, man. She's 5'8". She was up a weight class. She actually, Cowan missed weight that fight, but big, strong girl. She's got good offensive and defensive wrestling. She's got good jiu-jitsu on the ground. I've watched her take girls' backs at rear neck and choke them out, 2 of them. She's finished the other 3 by body kick, strikes, and then had that good fight with Haley Cowan. But she's got a really nice right head kick. She's super tough. She's got good cardio, and she's going to be looking good coming down to 125, man. Last fight was at 135, like I said, against a giant girl that missed the weight. She's fighting Veronica Hardy, formerly Veronica Macedo, and she's decent. I mean, she looked like a world beater against Juliana Miller, but Juliana Miller is not UFC quality. Before that, she hadn't fought for 3 years, where she fought Bay Malecki, who up at 135, and Bay Malecki, she's a big girl. You know, she's a 5'9", 74-inch reach. So she's a little 2 inches bigger than Jamey Horth, but she threw a beating on Veronica Macedo, where she had all these headaches and concussion symptoms. That's why she didn't fight for 3 years. But before that, she had a quick armbar over Polyana Viana. And before that, she got dominated by Jillian Robertson, dominated by Andrea Lee, and dominated by Ashley Evans Smith, which ain't, the best looks. And before that, she wasn't really fighting the best competition, 2-6, 2-3, 1-1. So she came back after 3 years off and looked good against Juliana Miller. But Juliana Miller is not UFC quality. Jamey-Lyn Horth is definitely UFC quality. She's good. She's well-rounded. And I think that she's going to be beating up Veronica Hardy. The fighter you've seen against Juliana Miller is not the Veronica Hardy you're going to see here. I promise you that. She takes big shots. She has decent movement, decent taekwondo, but she doesn't have no striking defense. She takes big shots. Jamey-Lyn Horth is going to win the cage control. She's going to win the takedowns if she wants, and she's going to be able to take Veronica Hardy's back and beat her up with ground and pound. Pretty high on Jamey-Lyn Horth. She's a very tough girl. In the last 8 years, Veronica Hardy has 2 wins, one over a girl that doesn't belong in the UFC, one over a girl that took her down and she got a arm bar from her back in less than 60 seconds. Before that, she took all kinds of beatings. In the same 8 years, Jamey-Lyn Horth, if you look at her record, she's 9-0, including the amateurs, with 2 wins over Lupita Godinez. I mean, she's been doing big stuff in the last 8 years, where Veronica Hardy has been doing podcasts and stuff like that. I really like Jamey-Lyn Horth here. I think Jamey-Lyn Horth is going to beat up Veronica Hardy. I think that she's going to ground and pound her. I think that she's going to be able to take her back. I think she's going to be bigger and better everywhere in this fight. Yeah, man, Veronica Hardy's not all that great, to be honest. So give me Jamey-Lyn Horth, and I bet her, and I can't believe where the line's at, man. It's actually going down. Next fight is in the men's 170-pound division. We got Wellington Turman versus Jared Gooden. Wellington Turman is 18-7, currently sitting at -200. He's 27 years old, 6 foot with the 72-inch reach. Jared Gooden is 22-9, currently sitting at +165, 29 years old, 6 foot with the 77-inch reach. So you see Jared Gooden will have a 5-inch reach. How is Jared Gooden only 29 years old, man? I would have thought he was 37. That's crazy. Wellington Turman, though, dropping down to 170, looked pretty good against Randy Brown. Put up a pretty good fight there. Couldn't really get the takedowns, but his striking looked much improved. Now he's been training with Glover and Alex Pereira. But he's got a very improving kickboxing. His hands are looking good. His 1-2 was fast. He's got a good, solid left hook, man. That's one of his best punches for sure. Powerful calf kicks. Solid offensive and defensive wrestling. I mean, if he wrestles hard, he can get a takedown, but then he's going to gas out. He can be taken down himself, but he doesn't mind playing off his back. You've seen Meisha Cirkunov. He was able to hit the arm bar against him. And like I said, good jiu-jitsu off his back, good jiu-jitsu on top, pretty heavy with pretty decent striking. But really, man, went to split decision with Sam Alvey, had a tough fight there, was losing to Cirkunov before he hit that arm bar. And then other than that, got knocked out by Silva, knocked out by Sanchez, kind of beat up by Petrosky, and then had a good fight with Randy Brown. But I do like him down here at 170. He's pretty good size for 170. Jared Gooden, the dude's got pretty good striking. He's got pretty good power. You see he's knocked out he's finished 18 of his 23 wins. So the dude's pretty dangerous. He's had a tough run in the UFC, but I mean, he's fought in Impa Kasagane, He fought Impa Kasagane, Randy Brown, Abu Nurmagomedov, Alan Jouban. I mean, he had a lot of tough fights, and then he came back to the Carlton Harris, like I said, with Impa Kasagane. He had a ton of tough fights in the UFC. But he's decent. Like I said, power in his hands. He's one of the most durable guys you're ever going to see, man. This dude can take a punch. He's got excellent takedown defense, nice boxing, nice jab, powerful left hook. Doesn't kick or really offensive wrestle. I don't really like that too much, kind of one-dimensional, but he's decent at what he does. This is a very kind of low-level 170 fight here. And I mean, I'm going to take Wellington Turman by decision because maybe he can land the bigger shots. Jared Gooden's probably going to come in overweight like he always does. He always misses weight. He seems to slow down a little bit as the fight goes, but I'm staying far away from this fight. I do like the over. I do think both guys are pretty durable and not too crazy dangerous, even though I said Jared Gooden does have some finishes. It's not at the UFC level. So I like the over in that, but I'm staying far away from it. Next fight is in the men's light heavyweight division. We got Ihor Poteria versus Rodolfo Bellato. This is going to be a banger for as long as it lasts. Ihor is 20-4, excuse me, 27 years old, 6'3" with a 75-inch reach. Bellato is 11-2, currently sitting at -450. He's 27 years old. Also, 6'3" with a 77.5-inch reach. So you see, Bellato is going to have 2.5-inch reach advantage. Ihor Poteria, man. Powerful southpaw kickboxing. He's got powerful leg kicks. He's got pretty decent hands. He's got a nice, powerful straight left, but I feel like the guy's kind of a fraud. You know what I mean? He uses his left hand well with that jab and left hook. Powerful straight. He can throw a nice straight left, but I just think the guy's a fraud. If you watch him fight Nicolau Negromanov, he lost the knees and punches, but he was getting beat up. He got taken down in the first round, grinded out against the cage, taken down. He looked gassed by the second round. He did land a couple decent shots in the second round, but then Nicolau just started beating him down. His clinch work, which is important for this fight, the clinch work Nicolau was doing was hitting him with them knees to the head, to the body, and Ihor just had no answer for it. He just took a beating until the ref stopped it. He did get that win over Shogun, but geez, that was the ghost of Shogun. And then against Karl Ulberg, he landed a couple good shots himself and then got knocked out with the left hook right to the back of the head and got beat up pretty good. But his record is so fraudulent. Look at this guy. He had a unanimous decision in 2019 over a guy that was 0-3. Split decision over a guy that's 17-18 in 2018. The guy's a fraud. He is pretty dangerous in that first round, but Bellato, man, Rodolfo Bellato, you've seen him fight on the Contender Series twice now. He had a decent fight with Petrino the second time. He hurt Petrino. He almost armbarred Petrino, and then he got knocked out for the second time by Petrino. But since then, he's been on a nice little run. He looked great against Talha on Contender Series, where he was able to stop the takedowns and just beat him up, man. He showed an powerful Muay Thai, right? He's got a powerful leg kick. He's got excellent striking, really straight punches. Nice tie clinch knees, man. That's what's very important in this fight because he's got a good clinch against the cage with excellent tie clinch knees to the body and to the head. And that's going to be very crucial because it didn't look like Poteria had an answer for that against Nicolau. Fast, straight boxing, like I said, KO power in his hands. A pretty durable guy unless he's fighting Petrino, and he still took some pretty big shots from Petrino in that second fight. And like I said, had Petrino rocked himself. Big, durable guy, man. 10 of his last 13 fights have gone under 1.5. And he's finished all 11 of his wins. Poteria has his last 7 fights have finished 5 and under 1.5. So I'm liking the under 1.5 in this, and I'm liking Bellato to get it done. I think he can wear on Ihor Poteria and then finish him in that later in the first round or early in the second round. Next fight is going to be a banger. Steve Garcia versus Melk Costa. Garcia is 14-5, currently sitting at +190. Costa is 20-6, currently sitting at -230. Steve Garcia is 14-5, 31 years old, 6 foot with a 73-inch reach. Costa's 20-6. 5'10" with a 73-inch reach, 27 years old. So you see they're both still in their prime. Steve Garcia is going to have a 2-inch height advantage, and the reach is the same. But this is going to be an excellent fight. Steve Mean Machine Garcia is exactly what his name says, man. This dude comes out and looks for the finish from the very opening bell. He's got powerful southpaw boxing that's super long. He hits dudes from a ways away and drops them and hurts them. You've seen against Norden Becky, he actually dropped him with an uppercut to the body. Excellent body punches. Won his last 6 wins by KO. He's got 11 KOs in total, 0 submissions, 11 KOs. Because when he gets guys on the ground, he's not trying to sub them. He's trying to ground and pound them out. Excellent left head kick and body kick. Very, very, very aggressive. He's got underrated grappling offensively and defensively. Excellent ground and pound, and throws everything with power. He's always going for the kill. He can be dropped, but he shows pretty good durability and able to recover and get up. Big for the division, pushes a crazy pace, man. I really like this kid. Then you got Melk, Costa, and if you watch his last fight against Austin Lingo, man, he looked really good. Put on a striking clinic against Lingo. Was able to just see Lingo coming in. Was a lot faster, more accurate than Lingo. Had a way bigger variety of strikes and was able to catch Lingo with some big shots. Never really had him hurt. Never really had him in trouble. But I do like his Muay Thai, man. Shoot box, Muay Thai. Really good kicks to all 3 levels of the body. His spinning back kicks to the body are excellent. Body kicks are phenomenal. He was hitting Austin Lingo with some crazy body work. Good boxing. He throws in combos, decent power. But I just like his speed, his timing, and he's got explosive flying knees, man. The dude's dangerous. Doesn't really wrestle too much. He showed a little bit of wrestling against Lingo in the 3rd round, but it was kind of after beating him up and tiring him out. This is going to be a crazy fight. I don't think Melk Costa should be minus 230 in this fight. He's going to be a little bit littler than Garcia, but I think Garcia is going to be a little more dangerous, and I think Garcia pushes a crazy pace. And I just think the line's off, man. I've won a lot of money betting with Garcia. I had him over Chase Hooper. I had him over Norden Becky. Let's see, I had him over Ontiveros. I didn't bet him against Machete, but I like him here. I like Steve Garcia here, man. I just think this line's way off. Melk Costa hasn't proven enough by beating up Austin Lingo to prove that he should be minus 230 over Steve Garcia. Garcia is good and can fight with him anywhere, standing or on the ground. And I do see this fight going under, though, man. I think that both of these dudes are going to bang it out. But I just like Steve Garcia at plus 190. I think he can get the win here. I think he can land the bigger, harder shots. And as long as he don't get knocked out, he can put a pace on Costa and fight wherever the fight goes. Plus 190. Give me Steve, Mean Machine Garcia. It's probably not going to be popular, but it is what it is. Next fight is in the men's lightweight division. We got Joe Solecki versus Drakkar Klose. Joe Solecki's 13-3, currently sitting at plus 115. He's 30 years old, 5'9" with a 70.5-inch reach. Drakkar Klose is 13-2-1, currently sitting at minus 135. He's 35 years old, 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. So everything's pretty much the same. Jakkar's 5 years older with a half inch of reach. This you know what I'm saying. You know, Joe Biden, you know the thing. He's at a half an inch reach disadvantage. Jesus, man, these long work days are getting to you, boy. Joe Solecki, though, man, really good BJJ. You know, he's got excellent back takes. He'll take the back standing or on the ground. He puts a lot of pressure on you, can wear you out with that. Decent wrestling. He really, instead of technique, he's using muscle to muscle guys down, but it usually works because he's super strong. He's got a really good guillotine and a really good rear naked choke. Striking is suspect. You know, it's not really that good at all. It's definitely not going to be good here against Drakkar Klose. But a really good guillotine, really good rear naked choke, like I said. But he's just one-dimensional. He doesn't have the best striking. He doesn't have the best wrestling. And then he's got excellent BJJ. But, I mean, he pretty much lost to Alex De Silva, in my opinion. I thought he could have won against Jared Gordon. He had that close fight with Jim Miller. But other than that, the only person that he's really finishing is Carl Deaton and Austin Hubbard. If you go back farther in his career, you see he got knocked out by Nicholas Mota in the 3rd round, which is terrible. But one-trick pony, you know what I mean? But he's good at that one trick. Drakkar Klose, man, he hasn't fought in over a year. A couple years ago, he got pushed by Jeremy Stevens, so he had concussion symptoms. And then last year, he actually tore his ACL, so he's coming back from that. But he had that nice win over Rafa Garcia right before that. And then, like I said, had to have that surgery. So he hasn't fought in about a year and a half. But I like Drakkar Klose style, man. He's a very well-rounded vet. He's got good striking. He's got good wrestling. He's got college wrestling background, state champion. And he's got good jiu-jitsu. I feel like this fight's going to look exactly like his fight with Benil Dariush, except when he gets there, Solecki hurt. Solecki ain't hitting him with the big crazy shot like Dariush did. Joe Solecki is far from Dariush. But in that fight, Dariush took Drakkar Klose down, took his back standing the whole first round. Drakkar Klose stood there the whole first round with Beneil Dariush on his back. He survived, came out in the second round, started beating up Dariush, and then, like I said, Dariush hit him with that big shot. The rest is history. That's not going to happen here. But I just like Klose's striking. I like his wrestling, and I like his jiu-jitsu. First round's going to be tough. He might get taken down. He might get his back taken, but he's going to survive. Joe Solecki gasses out, usually like slows way down, just like he did against Jerry Gordon when it comes down to continuing that wrestling and grappling pace, man. And he's not going to be, he might get Drakkar Klose down one time and get some control time, but he's not going to do it every single round. And Drakkar Klose, when it's standing, is going to be landing the big shots. I like Drakkar Klose here, and I think he knocks out Joe Solecki. I honestly do. I think that Joe Solecki goes hard in that first round for the takedown, tries to go hard for the sub like he always does not get it over an experienced vet like Drakkar Klose, who's never been submitted. And then I think that Drakkar Klose starts beating him up at the end of the first round. And when he comes out slow in the second, Drakkar Klose is going to beat up Joe Solecki and either finish him in that second or third. So I really like the under in that fight, under 2.5, just to keep it safe. But yeah, man, I like Drakkar Klose a lot in that fight. Next fight is in the men's 185-pound division. We got the return of Cody Brundage versus Zach Reese. Cody is 9-5, currently sitting at plus 210, 29 years old, 6 foot with the 72-inch reach. Reese is 6 foot, he's 6-0, minus 260, 29 years old, 6'4 with the 77-inch reach. So you'll see that Zach Reese is going to be 4 inches taller with 5 inches of reach. He's going to be a little skinnier. Brundage, man, this dude, what can you say about him? He's got pretty good offensive and defensive wrestling. He's got pretty good offensive jiu-jitsu. He can throw a crazy overhand right, and then he'll give up. He's got a bad gas tank, and he's a terrible nail, dude. He's a great hammer, terrible nail. It goes back to all the fights. You go watch him against William Knight. As soon as William Knight reversed him, he was on top of William Knight, beating him up. As soon as William Knight reversed him, he elbowed him out. Nick Maximov, he survived with him, but that's just because Maximov is only wrestling and trying to grapple. There's no punches there. But against Olin Jacek, as soon as he got reversed, he got hammer fisted out with. Shortly after Rodolfo Vieira, he dropped him a couple times in the first round. Vieira survived it, and then took him down in the second round and then just finished him after that. The loss to Dumas was whatever, short notice, but the Malkoun one, that was just terrible, man. I didn't have a bet on it, so I'm not that invested, but he quit. Zach Reese, man, there's not much to know about this dude. There's not much tape. He's 6-0 with 6 first-round finishes, and then in his amateurs, which started back in 2012 with the loss to Kevin Holland, was a couple more first-round finishes with the second-round rear naked choke over low-level guys, and that was back in 2017. But as a pro, he's just been out here killing low-level guys. They look good on the Ultimate Fight or on the Contender Series, kind of. I mean, he got hit with some big shots, taken down, hit with some big shots, and then pulled off the iron bar. But like I said, there ain't much tape on him to know. But I'm taking him here because I just don't like Cody Brundage. I think that Zach Reese can survive whatever Brundage brings in that first minute or two and come back with his own stuff. Either way, I like the under 2. I'm not going to be betting either guy in this fight, but I do like the under 1.5. So give me Zach Reese and the under 1.5, but I'm not confident in either one of them guys. I just need to see some more stuff out of Zach Reese before I want to actually money line bet him or something. Next fight's in the women's 135-pound division. Nobody should be betting this fight. Meisha Tate versus Julia Avila. Neither one of these girls are fighting. I mean, Meisha Tate has 3 fights in 7 years. Julia Avila has 3 fights in 4.5 years. Both girls are coming in after having babies. They haven't fought in over a year, each of them. Yeah, man. I mean, Meisha Tate is 19-9, currently sitting at plus 135, 37 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. Avila is 9-2, currently sitting at minus 160, 35 years old, 5'7" with the 69-inch reach. So you see Avila is 1 inch taller with 2.5 inches of reach. Meisha Tate, terrible striking, pretty good wrestling and good jiu-jitsu and then pretty good top control and ground and pound, but she's getting older and she's looking way slow. She looked terrible against Lauren Murphy. Julia Avila, she's got good striking. She's got pretty good power, good forward pressure, pushes a nice pace, decent takedown defense, and pretty good offensive and defensive jiu-jitsu. She did take that loss to Sijara Eubanks where she was taken down in control, but that was like 3 years ago. But had that nice win over Julia Stoliarenko where she just beat her up in all phases of the fight. I'm taking Avila here because I think that she's got way, way, way better striking. She's got the takedown defense to keep it up. I'm staying far away from this fight. I don't want nothing to do with it on any levels. Julia Avila could knock out Meisha Tate. Meisha Tate come out here and somehow get takedowns on Avila, just like Sijara Eubanks did, and then everybody's mad they lost their money there. Please stay away from that fight. There's this next fight ain't the better one to bet. It's a kind of a weird one too, but stay away from that fight. Next fight's in the men's 155-pound division. We got Clay Guida versus Joaquim Silva. Guida is 38-23, currently sitting at plus 260s. 41 years old, pretty much be 42 at fight time. 5'7" with the 70-inch reach. Joaquim Silva is 12-4, currently sitting at minus 340s, 34 years old, 5'8" with the 69-inch reach. You see Clay Guida at 42 makes Joaquim Silva look like a young man at 34. And then Silva's 1 inch taller. Guida will have 1 inch of reach. Clay Guida, excellent wrestling back in the day. He still got good wrestling, but he just can't use it offensively like he used to, man. He used to really win fights with that offensive wrestling, some good ground and pound. Just a really good fighter all around back in the day, you know, and tough, man. He's been in some wars, but his boxing and kicks are getting better, but they're still mediocre. He's still got good cardio and pace. He's been putting more power on his punches. He had Scott Holtzman with some decent punches. He cracked Rafa Garcia with a couple, but, you know, really couldn't do nothing. But he's just meat and potatoes at these days, you know. Mediocre striking, pretty mediocre wrestling, and pretty good cardio. But he's fighting Joaquim Silva. You know, he hasn't had the best run in the UFC either. Getting knocked out by Ricky Glenn, getting knocked out by Nazareth, getting ground and pounded out by Tsarukyan, and losing the unanimous decision to Vince Pichel. But I will say that he did look pretty decent against Jesse Ronson, where he was able to switch to southpaw, hit him with some big knees, stepping knees, and flying knees out of that southpaw stance. So I like that out of him. That Neto BJJ, but that's just because where he trains. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't even have a sub in his career. But he could get one here. Clay Guida has 11 submission losses. So if Clay Guida gets hurt and takes a bad shot, he could get choked out. But I'm taking Joaquim Silva. I'm going to say that he's more explosive. He's going to land the bigger shots. And I think that he can get Clay Guida out of there, honestly. I think that he can hit him with one of them knees if he switches that southpaw stance, because Clay Guida bounces and dips his head a lot, and I think that he can hit him with them knees. So give me Joaquim Silva by KO. I think he gets a KO over Clay Guida. Next fight is in the men's 185-pound division. We got Punahele Soriano versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Soriano is 9-3, currently sitting at minus 260, 31 years old, 5'11 with a 72.5-inch reach. Stoltzfus is 14-5, 32 years old, 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. So you see Stoltzfus 1 inch taller with 2.5 inches of reach. Punahele, man, sprawling brawl boxer, man. He's got good wrestling. He's got state wrestling in his back pocket. He's got powerful striking, man. KO power in both hands. Kind of sloppy, you know. It's not the most technical, but it's good southpaw KO power boxing. Like I said, pretty good wrestling. He throws combos with KO power, and he'll throw 5-6 shots. Works the body well. But he's very one-dimensional, and he slows down after going super hard in the first round. You've seen him against Brendan Allen. You've seen him against Maximov. You've seen him against Kopylov when he got beat down against Kopylov. Had that good win against Todorovic and was losing against Lungabula, I thought, the first round. Hurt Lungabula's rib and then was able to get the KO in the second. Dustin Stoltzfus, I don't know what to say about this dude. He's got decent striking. You know, it's not really dangerous. He's kind of slow, but he has decent boxing, decent leg kicks. Pretty good wrestling and pretty good jiu-jitsu. You see him against like Gerard Mearshart and Kyle Dawkins. He put up a pretty good fight. I mean, Kyle Dawkins in the UFC no more. And then he had that win over Dwight Grant where he pretty much outstruck him the whole fight. So he's not bad. I don't know if this line should be where it's at, but he's very durable. His only one KO loss is to Abus Magomedov. So, and that was his last fight, and he got he got front kicked in the face. And there ain't much you can do about that. But in this fight, I'm going to take Punahele Soriano, but I'm actually going to take him by third round or decision because I think Stoltzfus is pretty tough. He's tough enough to survive that first round, and then Puna will slow down in the second. And Stoltzfus, he slows down in the third too. That's why he got finished by Vieira in the third round. He got finished by Mearshart because he slows down in the third. So I see both these dudes slowing down a little bit, and I actually think it goes to decision. And I got Punahele in that decision win. Next fight is in the men's welterweight division. We got Sean Brady versus Calvin Gastelum. Sean Brady is 15-1, currently sitting at minus 135. 31 years old, 5'10 with a 72.5-inch reach. Calvin Gastelum, 18-8, currently sitting at plus 115. 32 years old, 5'9 with a 71.5-inch reach. So you see Brady have 1 inch of height, 1 inch of reach, nothing major. Sean Brady, man, good wrestling, pretty good wrestling. He never wrestled in high school or college, though, and I don't really like that. So he's got good wrestling for MMA, where he wrestles other guys that aren't the best wrestlers, and he can land them takedowns easily, like against Jake Matthews, you know, who isn't the best wrestler, Christian Aguilera, Ismail Nardiev. But when he fought Court McGee, he couldn't really get the takedowns. He won a close striking match there. And then with Michael Chiesa, he was able to land a couple takedowns in that fight, but Chiesa doesn't have the striking to take advantage of it. So when he got up, he would piece up Sean Brady. He almost finished Sean Brady in that third round, broke his nose, had him hurt, but just couldn't get him out of there, you know. And then Bilal Muhammad, he could not take Bilal down. He did decent striking, but he got knocked out there. But he does have decent striking, but he just seems like he don't like to get hit, and he doesn't come forward. He's kind of always backing up. But he's got a phenomenal jiu-jitsu, dude. World-class BJJ black belt. One-arm guillotine is phenomenal. His rear naked choke is phenomenal. Like I said, decent boxing, really good like left hook. Top control is great. He's very heavy on top. But I feel like he slows down a little bit, and I feel like that his wrestling isn't all that, especially when he's going to get to these higher level guys like Bilal. And then you got Calvin Gastelum, man, who, you know, this dude, fast southpaw boxing with KO power. You've seen him knock out Bisping. You've seen him knock out a lot of people. He hasn't really been knocking out as many people lately, but he's been hurting a lot of people. Like he hurt Chris Curtis at one point, was beating up on Ian Heinisch. And this is all at 185 because he's finally committed out there at Fight Ready to get down to welterweight. And I think he's going to look phenomenal. He's got excellent wrestling, college wrestling in his background, where Sean Brady never wrestled. And then he's got great boxing, southpaw boxing, like I said, very fast hands, very accurate with KO power in both hands. You know, it was the left hook that got Michael Bisping out of there. And the dude's just dangerous, man. I think he's going to have the wrestling, just like Bilal Muhammad. I think that Calvin Gastelum has the wrestling to keep this standing. He's got really good hips. He's got really good movement. I don't think Sean Brady's just going to grab Calvin Gastelum, walk him up to the cage, and body lock and take him down. Just in case Gastelum has a 10th planet jiu-jitsu black belt, I'm not saying he's as good as Sean Brady, but he should be able to survive. And when they get back up to the feet, I think Gastelum's going to be able to work him. I don't think Gastelum should be the dog here. I think, you know, they're both almost 32 years old. I think Gastelum's a way more polished fighter at this point in his career. I think he sprawls and brawls, and I think he gets Sean Brady out of there in that second or third round, just like Muhammad did. But he could also hit Brady with a big shot in the first round. Like I watched Jake Matthews hurt Sean Brady with a big shot, drop him in the first round, break his nose. Everybody breaks his nose. And then it was just a pretty good fight after that. He was able to land them takedowns, but I don't think he gets them easy takedowns on Gastelum. I think Gastelum pieces him up. Next fight is in the men's 135-pound division. We got Rob Font fighting the bantamweight Davison Figueiredo, man. Rob Font, 20-7, currently sitting at minus 140. 36 years old, 5'8", with a 71.5-inch reach. Figueiredo is 21-3-1. Currently sitting at plus 120, 35 years old, 5'5", with a 68-inch reach. So you see Rob Font's going to be 3 inches taller with 3.5 inches of reach, which is huge. So Rob Font, man, he's basically a boxer. He's got okay offensive wrestling. He's got pretty good, decent defensive wrestling. I know it didn't look like that against Sandhagen, but he really does, man. He was able to beat Ricky Simone, stop his takedowns, and beat him up standing up. So he's got good takedown defense. It's just a short notice against the bigger dude, Corey Sandhagen, that tore his bicep and was just only looking to wrestle, man. He was taken down and beaten up. But you've seen against Adrian Yanez, man, he let them hands go and got that young prospect out of there. But excellent boxing, world-class jab. I really like his jab. And then when he starts pumping that out and then comes over with the 1-2, he's got phenomenal uppercuts. That's what he was hitting Yanez with, and then just hit him with that straight right hand that dropped him. Tons of combos, works the body well. That can be bad for him sometimes too, because he gets in a rhythm throwing all these combos, and then he gets hit in the middle of them. And that's when he's getting dropped against Aldo, Marlon Vera, and all them guys. Man, fighting Davison Figueiredo, dude, this dude is explosive, super powerful, serious power in his right hand, man. You've seen against every single person he fought except Brandon Moreno, because he's one of the most durable people on earth. But everybody else, man, he's hurting with them right hands. Joe Benavidez, Alex Perez, all kinds of people. Dangerous BJJ, submissions and scrambles on the ground. If he's on top, he's very dangerous. If he's off his back, he's got good scrambles. He'll throw up submissions, and he's got a really good get-up game. fast, powerful calf kicks. That's what he used to beat Moreno in that third fight, and they worked really, really well. I seen on his Instagram he's back at Fight Ready, and I'm sure that'll do a lot for him, man. He looks like he's in excellent shape. He's super fast, well-rounded, and this is only a 3-round fight. It's a lot of stuff that favors him. He's probably more well-rounded because he's probably, got the higher level black belt and stuff, but I don't know if he's going to have the wrestling to get Rob Font down here, being how small he is. That's the biggest thing, man. That 5'5" with the 68-inch reach is a small bantamweight. I'm taking Rob Font in this fight. I think that Rob Font's durable and he shouldn't get submitted and he shouldn't get knocked out by Figueiredo. And I think that he can use that jab in the boxing to just put a pace on Figueiredo. That 3.5 inches of reach and 3 inches of height is going to come into advantage when you're just pumping down with that jab and just smacking Figueiredo in the face. So I'm not going to bet this, but I do like Rob Font there to get that win. But I'm just going to watch that as a fan because it's going to be a really good fight. Co-main event is in the men's lightweight division. We got Jalen Turner stepping in on short notice to fight Bobby Green. Jalen Turner's on about 12 days short notice coming in to fight Bobby King Green. So Jalen Turner's 13-7, possibly the best 13-7 fighter in the world. He's minus 250, 28 years old, 6'3" with a 75.5-inch reach. Bobby Green is 31, 14-1, plus 200, 37 years old, 5'10" with the 71-inch reach. So you see Jalen Turner's 5 inches taller with 4.5 inches of reach. The Tarantula is very well-rounded, man. He's got excellent long kickboxing with super power, and he uses his range well. He throws excellent teep kicks up to the body nonstop. You see him hitting Hooker with it, and then he comes over the top with the head kick, which I don't know how Hooker took that head kick, but it was just right on the button. He usually gets guys out of there. He's finished all 13 of his wins, and all of them within the first or second round. And he's got some decent wins on his record, man. He went on that 5-fight win streak and looked pretty good, beating Riddell, Malarkey, Medic, Weaver, and then Kulabau. But his last 2 fights have been split decision losses. Great head kick, nice long front kicks. Pretty good defensive and offensive grappling. Nice long front kicks to the body. He's short notice though, and he's probably not going to make weight. I mean, he couldn't even make weight with the full camp last fight, and then he's short notice, and he already slows down a little bit, man. He throws power in that first round with all of his kicks, all of his knees, everything he does is with power, and he seems to slow down. Then you got Bobby Green, man. This dude is a slick boxer, slick southpaw boxer, but he can switch stances smoothly, box well out of either stance with super good defense. Great movement. His striking defense is phenomenal. He's just using head movement and foot movement and to get out of the way and then pop you back with the jab, come over to the top. Throws a ton of volume. He's always doing something, coming forward. He'll throw little leg kicks. He's more of just boxing, but he's got good offensive and defensive wrestling. He's got pretty good jiu-jitsu, well-rounded, great everywhere, and he's got world-class durability and world-class cardio, man. You've seen in his fight with Rafael Fiziev. That's what I wanted to go look at and see how he did in that, and he did excellent, man. And Fiziev's going to be throwing the same stuff that Jalen Turner, not as big, not as tall, not as long, but very explosive hands and very explosive feet. You see them knock out Grant Dawson in the last fight. This is a crazy fight. I'm gonna go with Bobby Green here. I think that he survives a very tough round because he's super tough, super durable, and I think that Jalen Turner on short notice starts slowing down in the second round like he does usually on a full camp, and I think that Bobby Green starts beating him up, man. I don't think he finishes him. I think Jalen Turner is very durable in his losses other than Vicente Luque. I mean, he had a lot of early knockout losses, but since then he's shown a lot of durability. A lot of them losses were at 170, but yeah, man, I think Bobby Green can survive a tough first round, just like he did with Fiziev, and then start coming on strong in that second and third. And I think that Jalen Turner is going to start slowing down on short notice. I think that he's going to get that paycheck, but I think he's going to slow down, and I'll take Bobby Green. I don't think that I think the only person that I really think deserves to be a big favorite on this card is Bellato. And we still kind of haven't seen enough from him to be minus 400. But I think every single big favorite on this card can get beat. Costa can get beat. I like Bellato, like I said, but Costa can get beat. Reese can get beat. Silva could get beat because, he's got knocked out by Ricky Glenn. Like Clay Guida maybe land some takedowns. Soriano can get beat. Jalen Turner can get beat. And the main event, Benio Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan. And you know what I mean? Tsarukyan could get beat. Benny Dariush is 22-5-1, currently sitting at plus 220, 34 years old, 5'10 with the 72-inch reach. Tsarukyan is 20-3, currently sitting at minus 270. He's 27 years old, 5'7 with the 72.5-inch reach. So you see, Beneil's going to be 3 inches taller, but Tsarukyan's going to have a half inch reach, and he'll be the thicker dude. He's a thick dude, that's for sure. Beneil Dariush, man, super well-rounded vet. Southpaw kickboxing. He's not the fastest, but he's got good technical striking. He's got some really good pop in his hands and some decent pop in his leg kicks. Excellent offensive and defensive wrestling. Some of the best in the game. I've never seen anybody out wrestle Beneil Dariush. And he's got excellent jiu-jitsu. And I've seen him hold dudes down that have excellent jiu-jitsu, and he just beats them up, just like Thiago Moises. Let's see. He had the excellent win over Gamrot. But I've seen him, Diego Ferreira, 2 times he was able to take him down and just control him. And Diego Ferreira's high-level black belt with excellent wrestling. He was able to knock out Drakkar Klose in a crazy war. He was able to take down an armbar Drew Dober. Like, people forget about these good wins, man, just because he had a couple crazy losses in a row back in the day. Barbosa hit him with that flying knee. Alexander cheap shot him with that punches, got him out of there on short notice. But, I mean, Beneil Dariush, very well-rounded, good striking, good power, good toughness, good cardio. A vet that's fought a whole bunch of people. He's a world jiu-jitsu no-gi world champion, and just a great fighter. Like I said, very well-rounded, fought the best people in the world. Tsarukyan, he's a world-class wrestler. He's got great BJJ and ground and pound when he can take a guy down, hold him down, and just beat him up and ground and pound him out. You've seen it against Silva, his last fight. But he's got decent boxing, but he's got really good kicks, man. This kid kicks hard to the body. I watched the Gamrot fight again, and that's pretty much all he was hitting him with. A couple little head kicks, but, man, power kicks to the body with both legs. He's got a nice front head kick, powerful right body and head kick. But he can kick with the front leg too, man. Kid's tough. He's got good jiu-jitsu. Like I said, he's got pretty good cardio, pretty good toughness. But I just don't think his striking is, like, up to par, and I think that he slows down. So this is going to be a 5-round war. I think this is by far the best fighter he's ever fought. His best fighter he had ever fought before that was, well, besides Islam, was Gamrot, you know, and he lost a close decision there. I thought he won that fight, to be honest. But this is a way tougher fight because Beneil has the wrestling to keep this standing. Even if they go to the ground, he can scramble so good that they're just going to get back up. Tsarukyan's never just going to take Beneil down, hold him down, and beat him up with ground and pound like he did Silva or a lot of his other guys. So this is going to stand on the feet for the most part, in my opinion. And there, I think it's pretty even. I think Beneil has better boxing. I think he has better power. I think Arman has the way better kicks. And I think it's going to be pretty close. But I like Beneil Dariush here at plus 220. I don't even care, man. I don't see a clear path to victory for Arman anywhere. I don't think that he's a better striker by any means. I don't think that he's the better wrestler, and I don't think he's a better jiu-jitsu guy. So why is he minus 270? Because he's 5 years younger. Maybe he has a little more power, but, man, I like Benny Dariush here. I watched a lot of tape on both these guys, and I didn't see anybody even come close to Dariush in grappling ever. And then, like, if Tsarukyan had better striking, I'd be all over him. But I don't like his striking. His boxing is subpar, and then his kicks are really good. But Beneil can deal with all that stuff, man. Give me Beneil Dariush, man. I think that he gets this done. I really like Dariush this weekend. Plus 220 is just crazy. It's just getting out of control. I really appreciate everybody checking out this breakdown. We're going to win some more money. We're going to win these last 3 weeks. We're going to go into the new year, hopefully up 50 units on the year, put us up like 130 units total. We're just going to keep winning. And when I tell you, please follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Check my stuff out because next year is going to be legendary. I'm putting the work in. I got a bunch of stuff planned. Next year is going to be legendary. Blood Money's taking the game over. So I really appreciate everybody checking this out. And your boy Blood Money is out. See you guys.